Hey everyone, welcome to the Maresa Ng official channel where we help businesses to grow. So today's question that I have for you is this, do I micromanage or do I macromanage? If I micromanage, employees don't like it, they get all stressed out. And if I macromanage, I don't get results and I only find out like a couple weeks later, what, you haven't done it? So which one do I do? Micro or macromanage? This is today's video. Many business owners ask me this question, so I'm not going to give you a vague answer. It depends on every employee because it's like saying something without saying anything. So I don't want to give you that. I want to give you crystal clear clarity on when you micro and when you macro manage. Now, I run my businesses as well, and very frankly, most people enjoy which one? They enjoy macromanaging. Why? Because it's tiring to be it's tiring to micromanage somebody. It's tiring for the person receiving it. So nobody enjoys micromanaging. Everybody prefers macromanaging. The only problem is sometimes you just don't get results. So when is it the right time to do which one? Now that is really crucial. The problem with a lot of people is that they think they have to choose one or the other. If I am a micromanager, I'm a micromanager all the way. If I'm a macromanager, I'm a macromanager all the way. No, you don't have to choose one or the other for all your employees. In fact, you treat different employees different, and even the same employee, you could micro and macromanage him at different times. So you need not think that, I'm a micromanaging boss, do it across all the same. No, you don't need to do that. So don't treat it square across the board, but be open that there are going to be different situations. Now that's, again, that's a tip over there again, but I'm going to jump into that a lot more. Now, right at the end of this video, I'm going to share a bonus with you because I think one of you have wrote to me and have said, Maresa, the challenge I'm having, are with my millennials. So I decided to leave you some tips on how I manage millennials. I do a lot of work with the Generation Z, the millennials, the younger people as well. But I want to share with you some of the things that I've done. So stay right to the end of this video. I'm going to jump in. I'm going to tell you the differences and when you micro and macro manage. So here it goes. So when do you micromanage? All right. The best times to micromanage is number one, when the employee is new to you. When you have a new recruit, a new hire, and you don't quite know how she works or how he does things, that is the best time for you to micromanage. Micromanage because it's equally them understanding you as you understanding them. So micromanaging is important at the beginning of a new hire. It doesn't matter whether that person is a high-level manager, VP, or a executive, a ground-level job. You micromanage because you want to be able to understand how they work, and they in turn have to understand how you work. All right. Now, the second scenario that you would micromanage is even if it's an existing employee worked with you for a couple of years, and you're giving them a new project. You give them something new to do. All right, I want to run this event, I want to give you this amount of budget. We're going to do it in 3 months' time. But this employee has been with you for a while, but is having an entirely new assignment from you that this person may not have been tested, may not have done it before. That is also when, in the second scenario, you would micromanage, although this employee has been around for a pretty long time. All right. So these are two scenarios that you still would micromanage, okay? Just the opposite of that, there are two scenarios that you would macromanage, okay? So the first scenario, of course, is if the employee is a mature employee. When I say mature, I'm not talking about age. Mature means you understand how they work and they also understand how you work. So there's a lot of experiences together. There has been successes, errors, rounds and rounds of feedback. That makes an employee mature. Not that she is older or he is an older person that makes them mature, because I know a lot of old people that are not necessarily mature, yeah. And I know a lot of young people that are really mature. Why? Because they learn quickly. They adapt to how their bosses work. So when you have an employee that is mature and you've gone through rounds of feedback and they seem to be taking it on, they understand how you work, you can step back and start macromanaging in that area. And the second scenario of macromanaging is when you as the boss, you're confident that this person has enough experience in that area. They have run many events before. They have proven themselves. So you have seen great results. That's when you're able to step back. Okay, so that's when you macromanage. To the contrary, a lot of people think, oh, I should macromanage a manager, someone that is high level. He or she supposed to know what to do. Now, how many of you have been disappointed so far when you hire a manager, you assume they know what to do, and then they mess up certain parts? Now, it's not their fault. It's not that they're any bad. Oh, any manager, how can like that? What is this? It's not their fault. They came with great skills, but they don't know how to operate in your business. And that's why you need to micromanage even a new manager that comes with a boatload of fantastic skill. You still need to show them how it's done in your business. Okay? So, I said that I would give you some tips on millennials. So I've got 3 things. Yeah, I've got 3 things that I do because millennials hate being micromanaged. I will just say it up front. They hate being micromanaged because it just means that, look, you don't trust me, you don't trust my work, I'm tired, I'm stressed out, my boss is breathing on my shoulder, breathing on my neck. So millennials hate being micromanaged. Very frankly, news for the millennials, bosses hate micromanaging you as well. So it's 2 ways. We hate micromanaging, okay? Because it's tiring both ways, all right? Newsflash, tiring both ways, okay? So, but there are 3 things that I do when I work with millennials and I get their agreements up front and they're completely okay with this, okay? So here it goes. Number 1, I tell them that when they start working with me, the important thing is that I am going to need them to earn my trust. I will do the same with them, but there's going to be a lot of micromanaging. At the beginning, there's going to be so much back and forth, me checking in, blah, blah, blah. There's going to be a lot of that. Why? Because when I micromanage them early, it allows me to understand how they work and allows me to give them feedback. If I don't micromanage, I let them just do whatever they want, I won't know how to help them, and I help them to understand that feedback from me as their boss is going to be important so that they can grow. So that's number 1. I position it up front. I am going to micromanage you, but it's also because I want to give you some feedback on how you work. Number 2, I get this agreement up front as well. I do tell them, look, when I do decide to release you to a macromanagement style, we've proven some trust, you've done some fantastic things, and I want to macromanage you. So I'm going to step back. I'm going to ask them to update me frequently. So I'm just going to say, look, information has to flow upwards. I have to get a lot of information about what you're doing. I not necessarily have to respond to all the updates, but the updates need to come frequently so I know where you're at. Now, if the updates stop and I start wondering what you're doing, I'm going to start micromanaging again. So I get them agreeing that, look, I don't want it as much as you. You've earned my trust so far. We've come this far. Great. I'm going to back off. But one condition. I need updates. All right? So that's very, very important. Point number 2. Point number 3, and I do share this, I do delegate clearly. I delegate clearly. I delegate with direction, yeah, to my millennials. I give them enough resources. I pad them up. I tell them, look, if you want to be able to learn this, this is the training you need. This is the budget you have. You have also, I do plan and I provide them accordingly with what they need. I also do not tell my millennials, my door is open and you can come and talk to me anytime. What I do is, if I tell them my door is open and then I'm so busy, it doesn't work. So what I do with my millennials is I constantly check in randomly. I constantly check in randomly. I walk past the office. Hey, how's it going? Talk to me about this project. What is this article that you're working on? I get them just talking to me. That's fine. So I know where they're at. Instead of waiting for them to come to me, I do reach out to them and I tell them that has to be okay. Yeah? So I hope you like these 3 tips on how I work with millennials. It's been very, very good so far. When I work with the younger bunch of people in my office, we always have so many innovations, innovative parts of the products. We're so creative because they bring a wealth of information and a wealth of different perspectives that sometimes we just don't see. Now, some of you may be having challenges with delegating. Now, earlier I talked about delegating, and doing it properly really helps you to get the results when you pass the work to somebody else. So I have a small little gift for you. At the bottom inside this video, do click on the link where I share with you a webinar tutorial of the art of delegation. You won't find that anywhere else, but I have a step-by-step to guide you on how to delegate and get the best results with employees. Yeah, do check out that link at the bottom. And also, guys, do subscribe. Do go to my website, www.maresang.com. Again, you'll find a link at the bottom where we share tons of fantastic articles and videos that are exactly like this that are going to help you. Yeah, I'm going to share a lot of different forms, checklists, templates, ebooks that you can read on your own, and it's going to be able to make an impact to your business if you do it. Yeah, but it's all in there. So go to my website, maresang.com. Leave us your email address and we will update you frequently on some of the newest stuff that we have. So guys, as I end this video, remember, it's all about having a great business and a great life, because being in business is about having more life. Take care, and I'll see you next week. Many business owners ask me this question, and I have blah, 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 blah. The words are not coming out of my mouth.